Hey guys, how you doing? I'm gonna go to the gym 8 o'clock. Got an appointment session with Nick, my personal trainer. So I've got 45 minutes until I leave my house. So I thought I'd make a YouTube live stream. It's a good way to use 45 minutes so I can help people and continue what I'm doing, helping people to face their fears and build their confidence. I'll also answer some questions as well. Let me set this up. Hold on a sec. Okay. So basically, in today's live stream, I'm talking about facing adversity. I've been thinking about this for the whole day. I was watching Teddy Atlas's podcast. Teddy Atlas is a legendary boxing trainer. He trained Mike Tyson years ago, and he spoke a lot about fear and how to face fear. And he answers questions for people that send, like message into the podcast. And everything Teddy Atlas was saying was exactly what I teach people, and I've been teaching for years and what I've learned myself. So I'll talk about that today. Let's quickly get the chat up. Hold on a sec. You guys can ask me any questions as well. I'm just trying to figure out this. YouTube is not making it easy. Can't see the questions. Hold on a sec. Well, if you guys got any questions, put them in the chat box and then I can answer your questions. So yeah, I just really wanted to extend on what Teddy Atlas was talking about because it completely lines up with what I've experienced in life, and that's that, learning how to deal with fear better. And everyone has fear, as Teddy Atlas said. It's normal to experience fear in life. It's part of being human, and nature, evolution gives us fear so we can survive for the next day and the next day. It just so happens that a lot of things that we're afraid of and people are afraid of don't really require you to be that scared of. In reality, you're not. It's unlikely you're going to die if you do a live stream on YouTube. It's almost impossible. You won't die if you go up and speak to a girl in public on the street. You won't die if you meet new people and face your social fears. You won't die if you do a public talk. But people have become so psychologically embedded by their fears that they tend to avoid adversity, and that's why you don't gain confidence. And my whole experience, I've gained confidence through facing adversity, through facing difficult emotional things. Let me just make sure, because I can't see any of the questions. I'm just trying to see. I can't see if you guys have wrote any questions in, because YouTube have changed the setting. Usually I can see the questions that you post. So either you guys haven't got any questions yet, or the setting has changed. So let's just have a look on. Anyway, if you come on this live stream, I'm basically talking about the concept of confronting your fears, confronting adversity. And I made a new YouTube video today, which I'm going to be uploading to the channel. And I basically explain the psychology of how you can confront any of your fears that you're having in your life. And it doesn't really matter which fear you have, the concept is the same. It's all about mentally gearing yourself up, preparing yourself, and preparing yourself to go and face things that are uncomfortable and difficult, whether that is socially, meeting with people, or for guys speaking to a girl for the first time, or doing anything difficult. When you do difficult things, that's when you gain a tremendous amount of self-confidence. I think a lot. Well, I don't think I know a lot of people today. They don't want to do difficult things. They want to avoid that discomfort and emotional pain. But that's why they're not happy and they don't get any success. Versus the people who, obviously, they have fears. I have fears too. We all do. But they actually do it. They go through it. They face difficult things, and they gain a lot of confidence and courage and insight. And that's how you attract the things that you want. I don't know why. Can you guys just write in the comments? Just make sure this is working. So, can any of you just type in? I've wrote "Hey there." You should be able to see that. Unless no one's writing any questions. If you've got any questions, put them in. Oh, great, it's working. Yeah, I was stressing my brains out there trying to figure this out. Right, so that's great. We've got someone, so it's working. So I'm going to be on the live stream till 7. I've got to leave at 7 because I'm going to the gym. So any questions you guys got today about fears or anything like that, I can help you with that. I watched your video on how you were at Suicide 25. I can relate a lot in the video. Why you don't get more views? Well, first of all, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And that was true, that video about how I felt at 25. I don't feel like that anymore, thank God. But I thought that video already got a lot of views. I think that video is on about 126,000 views. But yeah, not all my videos get those views. But if you guys share my videos and you comment them, they'll get more views. So I would appreciate that. I watch that video every once in a while to make notes. That's great. You know, it's funny because when I made that video, I didn't even enjoy that video really. I didn't just told the truth and shared it with people, and it seems to have taken off. People really like that video. I personally haven't watched it many times. There's videos, but yeah, what do I know? If you guys like it and you appreciate me being honest and vulnerable about how I felt at 25, great. If it helps, fantastic. That's why I make the videos, to help people. So today it's a very open conversation, and you guys are welcome to join me, and I'm just sharing what I can help you. I was listening to Teddy Atlas. He's got a podcast. You should check it out. It's brilliant. For those of you who don't know, Teddy Atlas is a legendary boxing trainer. He used to train Mike Tyson. But I don't just watch his podcast because it's about boxing. I watch it because Teddy Atlas is a teacher. He's a man with a lot of experience, and he talks about all the things that I kind of talk about in the channel, which is how to confront fear, how to be the best man you can be, how to address your addictions, your mistakes. So it encompasses what I teach. Now, talking about what I've been helping guys with for years, which is helping them to get over their fears of talking to women and to build relationships with women with honesty and confidence. It's the same concept for any fear. It's like one of the only videos I can relate to. That's great. That's nice. I'm glad one of my videos has resonated with you, Joe, and it will. That video could do the trick, which is why I put the videos out. So my question today, actually, for you guys on the stream, let me just share it, is what's frightening you at the moment in your life? Where is the adversity? What are you avoiding that you know you should be facing, but you're scared to face? Because if you face that and you change your mindset, you will be so happy and you'll be so proud of yourself, and it will make a man of you. It'll make you stronger. So my real teaching is getting people to face their biggest fears in their life and watch what happens when you do that in any area, whether it's talking to women, whether it's confronting your suicidal thoughts or your mental illness or your anxiety, whatever it is going on for you, whatever's frightening you, if you face it, it will pass. You will overcome it. You will conquer it, and then you're going to gain what you always gain after facing a fear: happiness, confidence, satisfaction, more insight, more intelligence, more freedom. So it doesn't really get any more. Really, that's what I'm talking about today, because it's one concept that kind of ties into every area of a man's life or a woman's life. Let's just share this stream. So Teddy really reminded me of how I've got myself through so many fearful situations and been happy and helped clients. I've been coaching people for almost 10 years now. So, you guys and people don't realize how strong they are until they're put in situations that require you to use that strength. I'm just sharing this about. So any questions you got, go ahead and I'll answer them because I've got about 30 minutes before I'm heading out. So yeah, I don't know how many of you have been following me on the YouTube channel. If it's been just recently, if it has, I appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel. My main goal actually is to help men to conquer their fears with all areas, especially with talking to women. A lot of men have fears of speaking to girls and getting a relationship and getting over their anxiety. And this is something that I've been helping men with on my signature 6 weeks transformation program for the past about 7 or 8 years now. And I've been successful at doing that. And my teaching is very simple. It's just getting people to get motivated to face their fears. And through facing your fears, it gives you everything that you want. It gives you confidence. And then you end up attracting a girlfriend. And then you're able to face any fear in your life. If you can face the fear of going out and speaking to women in public, once you can do that with confidence and you can handle your fear, you can face fear in any area of life. Going to the dentist, setting up a business, doing public speaking, speaking on a live stream now. These are all human fears that any human being will have until you face them. So everyone is kind of scared of the same thing, but not everyone faces that thing they're scared of. And my message to people is face the fear, because when you face the fear, you're gonna get an amazing gift and you're going to feel so good about yourself. But if you don't face the fear and you keep running and running and running, then it will not change. You'll just get more and more fearful. Well, if a girl says she has a busy schedule, then what can you do? You have to accept that. You have to say, okay, no problem. And there's two choices you can make. If a woman's got a busy schedule, you can try another time when she's not busy, or you can move on and find another woman who isn't busy. So just make it simple. Well, that's a very common fear that everyone has, Joe, with being scared of the future and not knowing that things are going to be good. But what I can say to you is, to make a better future, you got to face today's fears, and that's why this message is so important for people. So you cannot know for sure what the future holds, but if you face your fears today, you will have a better future. So it's all about investing in yourself with regards to a concept which is easy but challenging for everyone. But once you practice it, it gets easier. And I practiced it for over 10 years. So my whole practice was, right, any area in my life where I'm frightened, I'm going to face it. I don't care how difficult it is, because if I don't face it, I'll be afraid of everything. I'll have no control. Won't be happy. So this is what I do with clients. I show them that they can conquer the fear, because it's all about the mental. It's the mental side. When the mind says I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I'm going to fail, I'm going to embarrass myself. If you can get past that, which you can, you will realize you'll actually do it, and then you realize that you can do it. So a lot of people get beaten by their inner voices that say, there's no point in talking to a girl, she's going to turn me down. There's no point in going to the gym, I'm not going to get in shape. There's no point in meeting new people, I'm not a good person, I'm boring. You've got to get past these things. Yeah, I'm getting your messages, I'm reading them now. So if you face fear consistently, your life is going to be better. It's a science, simple. I'm really good, thanks. So if you've just come on today, I'm just really talking about encouraging people to confront their fears and adversity in life. That's how you get stronger. Today, most people don't want to know about this. They want a quick fix. They want a quick method from a teacher. They don't want to go through their fears to speak to women. But what they don't realize is there's no quick fix. There's no pain-free method. It's going through the pain. And this is what people are scared of. They know everyone's smart deep down. They know, if I need to get more confident with women, I've got to face my pain. I've got to face my insecurities. I've got to face my suicidal thoughts, my paranoia, my insecurities of not feeling good enough. But it's facing those insecurities that turns them around. And you go from a guy who is insecure, who can't speak to women and get a girlfriend or get dates or be confident with women, to a guy who's supremely confident with women and can get a girlfriend pretty much whenever he wants. Then you go from a guy who is fearless. That's what I'm helping people to become on this YouTube channel. Because if you become fearless, you can be happy in your life, and you can bring more love and joy to other people. You can do anything that you want, pretty much. Public talks, going to the gym, traveling, making money. You can quit the job that you don't enjoy. You can set your own business up. You can make new friends. You can be a great version of yourself, rather than just feeling I'm not good enough, I'm nobody, I'm nothing, I'm just me. You have to get out of that, and everyone has to take responsibility. And if you take the action, you will be happy that you did it. If you don't take the action, you'll always stay depressed. I know how mental illness works. You'll be in depression. You'll be negative thoughts, suicidal thoughts, loneliness, anxiety, pain, insecurity, anger, jealousy, all these things you'll just keep experiencing until you change the way that you think and you change your actions. And when you do that, you'll be so much tougher. You'll be more mentally and emotionally stronger, which you have to be to succeed. How many of you here want to succeed with women? Just write yes in the comments. How many of you would like to be successful with women and be confident and be able to speak to them and attract them? Just let me know in the box, write yes, and I know who's serious. How many of you would like to be, okay, the Dark Knight? Yes, okay. So for that to be possible for you, Dark Knight, you've got to confront your darkness. You've got to face what you've been avoiding, for how long you've been avoiding it. The thing that you keep putting off and saying, I don't want to look at that, I don't want to think about that. If you can face that, then you're invincible, and you can face it. I'm here to tell you my story. My story is I was like all of you, a lot of guys, scared, insecure, couldn't get a girlfriend, couldn't get a date, couldn't make money, couldn't meet people, couldn't speak in public, couldn't go out. I was socially paralyzed. That's why that video has gone viral that I done at 25, because that's where I was back then, until I had enough. Well, that is true. Tell the viewers that they only have one life, Johnny. That will be a kick in the butt for good. Well, it's true. We only have one life, as far as I know. So it's an encouraging message to tell people that everyone feels fear. Everyone has got adversity in their life. Everyone's got things that they're insecure about. But you can actually transform your fear into complete confidence. But the only method is facing it. There's no other way. I wish there was, but there's only one way. And that's through the pain. That's through the uncomfortable emotions. It's through the fear. It's not around it. 5 years and I still haven't gotten over my challenge of speaking to them in public. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. I'm going to be real with you and honest with you. 5 years, and so for 5 years, you've avoided your adversity. Now, if you was to have done that 5 years later, now you'd have a beautiful woman. You wouldn't even be on my live stream. But let's think about the next 5 years. Do you want to be in the same position? I'm assuming you don't want to be on the live stream listening to me give you advice. You could change it now. You can learn from your mistakes. And that's another thing as well. It's not beating ourselves up for not doing it, but we need to push ourselves. So you have to face your social embarrassment like I did, like all my clients do, and then you'll get over it, and then you'll be confident with women, Doc. You'll have the results that you want. So you've got something personal that you need to face. Everyone's got to face their own version of their demons or their hell to get to, the promised land, or get to the light, or get to a better place. But most people don't want to go through a difficult place to get to a better one. They just want to go straight to a good one. But it doesn't work like that. And if it worked like that, then everyone would be successful, rich, happy, famous. But they're not. So it's about courage. Courage is what you need, not textbooks. You don't need books for courage. You don't need to read books to confront fear. You need bottle, you need balls, you need heart. You need a warrior spirit. You need a champion's mind. You need a big heart. and need big cojones, and you've got to confront it. And really, an idiot could do it. You don't have to be a mathematician or a scientist or a biologist or a cosmologist. You just need to have heart and balls and straight into it, and then watch what happens. Nothing bad, only good. Exactly. So you know what the problem is. The solution is to face the fear, and then you have a girlfriend. So it's all about changing your relationship with fear. And just listen, guys. Everyone has fear. Johnny Berba has fear. Everyone you know has fear. But how do you use it? I use my fear to create a better life every day by confronting it and facing it. The little fears and the big fears. Fears of the dentist, fears of meeting new people, fears of putting myself out on social media, fears of helping people, fears of disagreeing with people, fears of getting on the phone, fears of going out in public, fears of going to the gym. Now, all these fears, so many fears men have, people have, that you can face. And the more you face the fear, the more confidence you gain, the less fearful you become. And then you become fearless, which is what my Fearless event is about. So I teach people how to do this in 6 weeks on my 6 week transformation program. This is something you guys should think about investing in, like a lot of my clients have. It would change your life. Imagine having me with you for 6 weeks, pushing you to face your fears and helping you and not letting you get out of it. Imagine how confident you're going to become. So those situations where you see women and you're attracted to a girl and you have that attraction for a girl and your heart's beating and you feel that feeling, you want to talk to her, and then something stops you. Then there's the conversation says, oh, it's not a good time. She's got a boyfriend, or she's not going to like me, or when I start talking, I'm going to run out of things to say. I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm not going to be good enough. And then you don't speak to her. And then you go home that evening and you think about that and you play out all the scenarios in your head of what you could have done. Oh, I could have impressed her. I could have said that. I should have done that. But you didn't do it. You lost out on the potential of a beautiful girlfriend or a good conversation, and you start living in regret, and that eats away at your soul. That regret literally, it eats away at your soul. Whereas if you've got me next to you, I won't let you do that. I'll talk to you in a very positive, respectful, motivating way, and I'll get you to speak to the girl. And I'll get you to do that for 6 weeks until you're supremely confident. It's a great investment. And if you're interested, get in touch. But I can't convince you to work 2 months, say, to take my 6 week program. That's not my job. You've got to convince yourself. You've got to do that. So I'm not in the business of convincing. It's more coaching the right people that are ready to make a commitment in their life and a big change. And that's what fear comes down to. You've got to make a financial commitment. You've got to make an emotional commitment, a mental commitment. And if you don't make that in commitment with your energy, you will not change your position in life. So the fears I've had to face to be doing a live stream now, and you can see and feel how confident I am. I'm not scared right now. I had to face adversity to get to this level of confidence, because the guy that I told you I was, which is true, when I was 25, who wanted to kill himself, who was so depressed and insecure, he couldn't do this live stream. And I'll tell you why he couldn't do it. He had no confidence, had low self-esteem. He was didn't have the confidence and didn't face his fears back then. But the guy you see now, who's 36, 11 years on, is a different person. So I had to change, and I changed through facing fear. And that's my message to the people all around the world. If they face their fears, it's going to transform them. If they don't face their fears, they're going to stay as they are, broke, depressed, unhappy, in jobs that they don't want to be in, or having no job because some people are so scared to go to job interviews. So it's like a martial art in the mind, the physical, mental. And I'm so passionate about it because when I achieved this and I started teaching people around the world and I started to see how many lives I was changing, I was like, I want to help more people change their lives, because it's such a personal, meaningful thing when you've believed your whole life that you're not good enough to do something and you feel like you're worthless, and then you face it and you conquer it and you achieve it, and then you prove you were good enough. You are, you've got it. So for guys who don't believe they're good enough to get a girlfriend, when they do my 6 weeks program and they build the confidence and they learn the social skills to communicate and attract a woman, they've changed their whole life. They've it's completely helped them heal their demons or transfer them. Well, it's a great question, and I'll answer your question, Johnny. Why is it some people like myself enjoy being depressed and are afraid to change? Because being depressed, although it's painful and it's a horrible place to be at, it's comfortable. It becomes your comfort zone. It's something that you know. So people are afraid of change because they're afraid to let go of their depressed identity. It's better the devil you know. But what you don't realize is you think it's easier. In actual fact, it's harder to stay depressed than it is to change and become happy. So it's a really confusing relationship that people have, and obviously you've got right now. And I'm trying to talk you out of it, Joe, and inspire you to change from this. That's my passion in life as a teacher and a coach. So the fear of change is a very human. I had it too. If you look back at that video, you could hear it in my story. I was afraid of change. So you have to change the way you view change. And it's only through facing your fears will you change. So there's nothing really to be scared of other than not facing your fear, because not facing it is catastrophic to the individual. So it's getting out of your comfort zone and wanting to be happy and change, It's basically an illusion. You're stuck in an illusion that feels real. And it's real in reality, but it's a mental illusion. Until you get out of it by taking action, then that illusion will continue to be like a reality, real for you, if that makes sense. But you've got to want to do it. That's what I've realized. I can't coach people who don't want to be coached. You have to come to a point in your life where you've decided that you can't live in fear anymore. You can't live in low self-esteem. You're going to take on the fears and you're going to conquer them. And in conquering them, you're going to become the best version of yourself. You're going to become a new person. You're going to create new opportunities in your life. And you're going to overcome something that is so personal to you that has been heartbreaking, because I know how it feels. It used to break my heart day in, day out when I didn't face my fears. I wanted to commit suicide. I was so depressed and ashamed of who I was and everything about me because I knew I could do more. I knew I was a champion deep down. I knew my father brought me up like that. I knew it. I knew I could make money. I knew I could date a beautiful woman. I knew I could be inspiring. I knew I could go to school and inspire people. I knew I could become famous, successful for something good, not something and change loads of people's lives. So that's why I was depressed until I changed it. And then I did. I became all those things. The way that you approach girls in university is with social skills. If you approach girls in university with good social skills, with love and empathy, you will be fine. So a lot of it for the university guys is about becoming social. You can only become social by being social, by talking to women. Well, that's very human fear, fear of losing our loved ones. That's something we can't change because that's inevitable. We all have that fear. I can't really change that for you. I'm not qualified in that particular area of fear. Well, that's another fear. Good point. People, you guys, I had to do, you've got to face your fear of spending money. Because if you've got a fear of spending money, then you'll probably never make money in your life. So you have to invest if you want something back. So investing in coaching is about investing in your future. So people who invest in my coaching, not only do they gain a beautiful girlfriend and the confidence of women, they make more money in their businesses. So that's a fear you might have to think about facing, dark night. I had to face that fear too. I face it all the time when I pay for a personal trainer, when I buy a new laptop or buy stuff for the apartment. I paid for coaching myself. I believe in coaching. It changes lives. So the fears of money, they're all kind of the same thing. It's all facing some kind of fear. If you don't face it, then your situation won't change. So think about that. Think about what you're going to gain when you confront the fear, which is everything that you want. Now think about what you're going to lose by not facing the fear. And what you're going to lose out on is everything that you want. You're just going to stay the same. If you're happy staying as who you are and where you are, then that's fine. If you're not happy with where you're at, then you know you need to face a lot of fears. That's good. See, that's a positive example. Even though I'm not a big fan of online dating, the point is, this person, thank you very much, feels proud of himself because he faced this fear on a date. So I've got a lot of respect for you. So you've just outlined what I'm telling people on the YouTube channel. You feel proud of yourself because you did something that you thought you couldn't do. You did something that's been a fear for you for a long time, it seems. And there was some tricky moments on the day, and there will be some tricky moments. There will be some fearful moments in your social interactions, but if you can stay strong in those moments and sit through them, you'll feel like this gentleman does, which is proud of yourself. And I think that's the key thing that we want to feel as men. We want to feel proud of who we are. And if you feel proud of who you are, then you've arrived at a good place, and you'll want to continue living like that. So you've got to face your fears for life. Well, I appreciate it, and that's actually a better place to be when you've reached your limit. Once you've reached your limit of just having enough of the pain, because if you don't face pain, you'll be in more pain. So there's a catch-22. What fear does is it makes a very bad deal with people to start with. It says, if you face me, I'm going to give you pain. So don't come near me. People get scared and go, please, I won't come near you. Fear bullies people. But then fear says, but if you don't confront me, I'm going to give you pain still. So a lot of guys are so afraid to speak to women in case they get rejected by a beautiful woman. They're scared of the hurt and the pain that will bring up. They just won't face women. They won't speak to or ask a woman out. They'll be in the friend zone, or they'll just be friendly. But when they stay in that place, they're in agony. They're in absolute turmoil and pain and resentment and hate and depression and suicidal thoughts. But if they face the fear of talking to women, then they face this pain, but they get something great on the outside. For the pain that they face, they get the love, and the pain goes. So we're really talking about the fear of facing pain here, the pain of spending money on coaching, because it scares you that you're going to lose your money, or you're going to not going to get anything. It's going to be taken away from you. Facing that pain is going to change your life. You're very welcome. So, it's something that the individual has to go through. And that's why I love my coaching, because I help people to help themselves, which is a great thing. So believe me, guys, if you're very honest with yourself, we've always got things to face. I've got them to face every day. I've faced every fear I can think of, but there's more. I have to visit them again. Yeah, of course it will. Depression leads to all those things: love energy, mood swings, and anxiety. I've suffered with enough of it to know. But usually, in my experience, as someone who's been in this industry a long time, depression at the root cause is trapped fears. People keep putting things off, and then they build up. They don't deal with their things in their life, and then they start building up, and that's what makes you depressed. You're suppressed, and then you're depressed. Where when you face it, it's like an exorcism. It's therapy. People feel relieved. And I see that when I take guys out and coach for 6 weeks. They're faced. There's like the pain comes off, the relief, when they start talking to women with confidence. Oh, that's interesting you said that. So yeah, working at home too long and not getting around people, that's going to create a lot of anxiety and suffering and loneliness. So you need to just have a balance. I do a bit of work at home. I'm working at home, but in 10 minutes I'm leaving. I'm going to the gym to work with my personal trainer. So everything I tell you guys, I practice. So today we're talking about confronting our fears, whatever they are. Fears of spending money, or fears of making money, fears of talking to a woman, the fears of going out of our comfort zone and not working at home. I'll tell you what you can do, Chris, if you want this help me, it changed my life. I started to go to very posh, beautiful hotels and work from those places on my laptop. I was petrified when I first started doing it because I didn't grow up in a palace. I grew up in a normal background. But the confidence it gave me, Chris, the confidence it will give you, second to none. I did it for 3 years. I went around all the fancy hotels. I did it not as an ego thing. I used that as a practice, as a training ground to build my confidence and courage up and get over my own insecure voices about not being good enough to go into new places. All my social fears of meeting different people, I went on my own and then it got easier and I love it. It's one of the practices that I get my clients to do when they face their fears of women. I bring them into very fancy hotels so they can experience a different reality to build this confidence. So it's such a good training ground. You can project your fears out and then face them on a practical level as a training ground and watch how your life will change. So mix it up, Chris. Work from home a little bit and then or just go to a local coffee shop or go to any different environment where there's Wi-Fi and work in a new environment that makes you feel intimidated and fearful and see how much confidence you gain and how better you feel. You'll be inspired to go further. I'm going to be uploading a lot more. Actually, let me give you the link. I've made a new YouTube channel, which is I'm talking a lot about anxiety and fear management on this channel, and I think a lot of you will get loads of value from it. All the problems you're kind of going through now, I answer it. So if you subscribe, let me give you the link. So I'll give you a link to this new channel. I did it because I've got so much videos on my old channel, my main channel. This channel, I've just started putting out video blogs. I really enjoy this as well. So I really focus on fear and anxiety and depression and getting over it because it's something I want to help a lot of people with. I share my ideas and stuff. So you can click the link and go to the channel here. And if any of you want to book a 6 weeks program and get over your fears of talking to women in life, then you can drop me an email. It's a great time now to do it before Christmas comes and the new year. Start the new year in a positive direction. So there's my email address if you want to book a 6 weeks program or inquire about it. And there's a link to my new YouTube channel. I really appreciate the support as well from you guys. Really great. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on this because it seems like a lot of people enjoyed it. More live streams, more videos. And it should come down to my Phyllis event in London that I run every month, where we practice facing fears and gaining more confidence. I'm going to be heading off in about 7 minutes. If you guys got any last questions, I'm happy to answer them. It's been great having this forum today. I've enjoyed it. So yeah, it just really comes down to training your mind. Most people haven't trained their mind. I was like this years ago. I can relate to it. It's so alien to face fear for some people. They've been running from it for so long. Where you can train your mind. I helped with it in 6 weeks. You can train your mind to enjoy suffering, to enjoy the fear, to get used to anxiety, and then you completely overcome it. You can control it like a master. Because if you don't control fear, your fear will control you in every area of your life. It will bully you. It will make you afraid of everything. Same concept for guys who are very fearful about talking to beautiful women. It brings up anxiety. I practiced it for years, so I became confident and comfortable being in the face of a beautiful woman, being able to be completely relaxed or control my anxiety when it comes and not panic. Yeah, I think meditation's good, but meditation is not better than facing fear itself. So it's good. I know it can help people, but it's not more powerful than what I teach. And that's not being arrogant, that's just being honest, which is just getting straight into what you're terrified of. And the more you face fear, the more present you'll be anyway. You'll be in a meditative state. Where a lot of people I find, they do things like meditation to rationalize not facing their actual fears in their life. If you're using meditation, which is just like a supplement, and you're facing your fears, then I think that's fantastic. But if you're meditating and reading books to convince yourself that you're doing it when you're not really, then you're only fooling yourself. That's it. That's 100% true. We gain confidence by facing our fears constantly. That's it. That's the essence of my teaching and understanding. It's something that you constantly do, and then you get better, you get stronger and stronger, and then you'll understand why you were scared of things before and why now you're not scared, and then you'll be able to face your bigger fears. So every fear you face gives you confidence to face your other fear in your life, and then when you face that, you can face the next fear, and so forth. And it becomes a continuation. It becomes a way of living. That's why my taglines become fearless. Become a fearless human being, then you're free. That's it. Just charging. So anyway, it's gone really quick. So I've enjoyed it. I've got to head out to my gym. Time to face my fears of lifting heavier. So I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you enjoyed the live stream today. It was a quicker one, about 40 minutes. And it's really about helping people to confront their adversity and fears in their life, whatever they are, whether it's speaking to women, anything, any fear, anywhere where there's fear in your life, go to it, visit it, stay in it, explore it, understand it. Don't be afraid of it. So I'll just end with this message. There's nothing wrong with being scared. Everyone's got fear. I get scared loads of times. But the problem is not facing it. That's where the problem lies. So just because you're scared doesn't mean you shouldn't face it. It means you should. And the more you face fear, the more you get a good relationship with it. And then you can control it, hold it, and go where you want in your life rather than it exploding and just making you scared and controlling you, all right? So love you and leave you, as the Irish say, and I'll see you in the next video. And make sure to subscribe, keep the practice up, see what you're capable of doing until you do it. Every one of you can do it. No one is any special or this, that. Everyone can do it. Practice it. See for yourself, all right? Have a good time. See you guys soon. Thanks for your support and your insight and sharing your feelings as well, all right? Bye.